I understand that Patagonia's ultimate goal is to be carbon neutral or perhaps even carbon negative. Where are you on meeting that challenge?
That's probably the biggest challenge that we have. I think it's the most complex issue that we navigate. And I think that what's clear to me is that we're not going to be able to do that alone. And so, a lot of companies have made big claims. We're going to be here by then. And it's tricky for us because we have always felt like we don't really want to talk about things we aspire to do. We want to talk about things that we are doing so that those solutions can be scaled. And we don't want to make claims and take credit for that before the fact. I do think that there is a need to communicate the ambitions that all of us have around carbon neutrality and our carbon footprint. So this has been an uncomfortable place where we feel like we need to project forward, talk about what we're going to do, at the same time that we're not clear exactly what's going to allow us to get there. So maybe a shorter way of saying that is we have a carbon problem. And so we're doing things that you would expect us to do in the use of recycled materials and relying on renewable energy sources for all of our operations, warehouses, stores, and otherwise. But I think some of the harder work is really around deeper levels of circularity. And I think ultimately it's going to require that we are building coalitions with throughout the industry, and that's outdoor industry and broader apparel, around carbon insetting and factory energy source and efficiency conversion around the world. And that's tough work, but that's foundationally important.
Is that coalition being built? Are you making progress?
We're in the early parts of those conversations, so I'm not going to take credit for the fact that we're well down the path. I will tell you that that's where I think that's going to be the unlock for us. I think the other place, and this gets into carbon credits, which I think make us, we're pretty uncomfortable with because that's a pretty, it's an underregulated space right now. But I think that also investing in nature-based solutions and large-scale conservation, natural carbon sinks, I think is going to be a critical part of the future for us as well. So, how the math works and how we add all that up is one part of the conversation, but what we can accomplish both within our own supply chain and then in addition to that, I think is where we're focusing our energy.